story without intending it, and it became even more, I guess, hopeful, the story, because of that. This personal story that he was able to struggle through his darkness and find hope and light to breakdancing. And so we saw the effect, not just on him. After we had finished the movie, and then the IMPFF organizers uploaded the video on YouTube and Facebook, we had so many people sharing the story, all different kinds of people. So there's, of course, the community of those in the artists and dancers, in the music, in even the hip-hop communities, and those who are in the mental health advocacy. So they were able to share our video and share Anthony's story. And we saw a lot of feedback, a lot of people coming to us and sharing their stories coming out. So I think it's really important, especially for a young man in our time, to be able to be brave, to talk about their own weakness, their own struggles. Because maybe we're living in a time where it's all about being macho, being strong, and you have to hide any kind of weakness. And we need to see a new kind of refreshing message that no, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to be broken. It's okay to be hurt, and that you can actually find strength in that weakness. And so, hearing other people's stories, how they resonated with it, especially young men, it was very affirming, and it made us only go more forward in our mission and advocacy for mental health awareness in this country. And so, after the film, we continued making short films on mental health, and even short graphic novels, comics, because I'm also an artist and a writer, comic book creator. And so it didn't stop after this film. We tried our best to spread more of this light and this hope, especially on this mental health issue in this country.
Okay. VP Leni, I just want to ask though, what are the topics that usually win? Is there a specific topic that usually win in the contest? Because
Wala. Actually, parang walang pattern.
Walang pattern.
Kasi, halimbawa yung first run, yung nag-best film nga was about Marlon. Pero there were many other topics na those who watched, parang lumalabas sa favorite doon yung did not make it to the top 3, yung Alcansya. Yung Alcansya was the story of John, 11-year-old boy from Tondo, na nagda-dive sa murky water of the Manila Bay para kumuha ng mga coins. Kasi yung nanay niya kasi iniwan siya sa lola. At ang pag hinahanap niya yung nanay niya, sinasabi ng lola, umuwi sa probinsya, walang pamasahe pabalik. So before he goes to school, kumukuha siya nagda-dive siya. Pag nakakakuha siya ng 5 pesos, yung 3 pesos ilalagay niya sa alkansya. Ang 2 pesos ibabaon niya. So that was one of the favorites during the first film festival. Tapos iba-iba yung kwento. Yung second film festival mas varied. Ay gaya niya, si Kadodoy was a story of a fisherfolk community who decided to empower themselves and decided to save their village. Yung Breaking Through the Darkness was about depression. There were a few, 2 or 3 films about depression. Yung si Al, I think, was the only artist who was featured. One of the awardees was about yung litratista, if you saw it. Isa yun sa mga favorites, was the story of a more than 70-year-old lady na litratista siya sa mga public schools in Manila. So talaga, iba-iba. Pero the good thing about it is, other than the fact that the stories inspire, kasi dalawa yung audience namin eh. Yung isang klase, yung mga kababayan natin na dumadaan through the same kind of difficulties. Na we hope to give them hope na ito nga mga taong fini-feature namin kahit nagdaan din sa grabeng kadiliman, we're able to survive. Yun yung first group. Ang second group naman for the more privileged Filipinos, na ang hope namin pag napanood nila, magpapasalamat sila sa blessings nila. And sasabihin sa sarili nila, wala kaming karapatan magreklamo. Kasi eto nga, sila nga na grabe yung pinagdadaanan na survive nila, ano pa kaya kami? So yun yung audience. Pero may mga surprises din. Halimbawa, nakita, one of the clips that was shown kanina was the clip of a film called The Climbing Puppeteer. It's about a call center agent who treks the mountains during his day offs. Pero pagtatrek niya, find out niya na yung mga villages sa taas ng mountain, sobrang hihirap. Tapos hindi nag-aaral yung mga bata. And because of him, we trekked to Barangay Makantok in Sitio Makantok in Barangay Tandang Putyo in Tanay. It's a more than 1 hour trek up the mountains. Pinuntahan namin with one Meralco Foundation. Kasi walang kuryente sa taas. Walang kuryente sa taas. May nag-iisang elementary school na one classroom, one teacher, kinder to grade 5. Isang klase lang. So, ang laking bagay na nakuryentehan na sila. Ano to, solar? Yung lahat na bahay doon, nilagyan ng parang solar kits na meron na silang ilaw paggabi. I was talking to the teacher. Yung Teacher Brian, hindi siya taga doon, taga Binangonan siya, pero doon na siya natutulog sa classroom kasi ang layo niya nga. Pero may nakwento niya dahil walang kuryente, 6 o'clock in the evening tulog na siya. Tapos parang 12 hours siya every night natutulog kasi wala namang gagawin. Tapos sabi niya yung first night, kasi pumunta kami, naka one night nang may kuryente. Yung first night, one of the things that One Meralco Foundation did was also a TV set and a computer set for the school. So sabi niya, yung mga bata, nanonood na nung mga educational materials. Yung matandang nakausap namin, for the first time nakapakinig daw siya ng radyo. The night before kami pumunta. So alam niyo yun, na parang yung mga taken for granted natin dito, sobrang manna from heaven for them. And were it not for the film, hindi sana namin makikilala yung community yun. So may mga surprises na ganun, na you discover people, you discover communities na nangangailangan pala ng tulong, and we are able to help through our partners.
Okay.
Full-length film talaga itong yung mga isi-showcase sa istorya ng Pag-asa. At ang pangalawa kong question ay, itutuloy niyo pa rin ba itong istorya ng Pag-asa kahit hindi na kayo Vice President? Thank you.
Yung unang tanong, wala pa. Wala pang bala kasi this is only going to be the 3rd year. Ang parang tinitingnan pa lang namin ngayon how to expand. Pag how to expand, how to make known the project to more filmmakers. Para mas maaya yung mga filmmakers to join, because we were so happy that a majority of those who joined were students. Communication students, film students, so napakalaking bagay. And to encourage more filmmakers to make films about certain advocacies. Para ito na yung pang-push sa advocacies. And yung balak nga ngayon to make special editions. Yung unang special edition, we have been planning this for more than a year already. Yung drug dependence na naging okay. Tapos yung mental health. Yun yung dalawang special edition na pinaplano namin. In Naga, merong isang special edition na ginawa na for the coffee table book. We also have a project called Camp Pag-ibig. Ano to? Kaya siya Pag-ibig kasi ginagawa siya every Valentine's Day. Pero this is a camp for differently abled children. Dun sa coffee table book, may chapter siya for the inspiring stories of the Camp Pag-ibig participants. Pero to make it a full-length film, wala pa. Kasi it entails so much eh. Parang it will be very prohibitive. Kasi di ba napakamahal, RJ, ng pag-produce ng film. So baka hindi siya accessible to all. Ang gusto sana namin, mas maraming mag-join kasi it gives a variety of topics sa advocacies. Yun yung first. Yung second, kung i-continue pa ba, sana. And one of the reasons why may pag-asa na mag-continue because of our partnership with Ayala Foundation. Kasi sila hindi naman political. So sana, even if I'm not vice president anymore, advocate na lang ako, sana yung project tuloy-tuloy pa din.
Come up with special editions for drug dependence we have reformed, and why focus on mental health? And another is, we'll also top Filipinos overseas who have overcome the headwinds, so to speak, and made their family lives complete. Don't you think it will also be a good story? Thank you.
Yung first, ano siya, good as dead. Good as dead in the sense na grabe yung kanyang drug dependent. Ang sabi niya, nasa kalye na lang siya, naghihintay na lang siya mamatay. Pero he was able to overcome everything because of the help of Good Samaritans. And then, yung turnaround niya, he started a school. He started a school and a rehabilitation center in Cebu. And now, he runs one of the most successful rehabilitation programs, community-based rehabilitation programs in Consolacion, Cebu. It was because of him that we thought of starting a special edition. It was actually Ray who suggested to us last year pa. Pero ang daming logistical problems eh. And parang nagka-take shape lang siya nung na-appoint ako. Yung aking short-lived whirlwind romance with this advocacy. Pero we plan to continue with the advocacy. Tingin kasi namin napakalaking plus na yung mga taong dumadaan sa kadiliman ma-inspire ng mga successful stories of people who have also went through the same difficulties. So we think it will be very important kasi pag may mga films na about this, we can show this in rehabilitation centers. We can show this during community rehab programs. Because marami sa mga tao dito kailangan ma-inspire na kung nakaya nga nila, bakit hindi namin nakakaya. Ba yung kwento ni Anne? Yung mental health naman, parang we felt like we should do something about what's happening. Kasi starting last year, parang our eyes were suddenly open to the fact that yung reality talaga, mental health is a problem. And meron kasi siyang certain stigma attached to the topic which should not be the case. So gusto namin siyang hindi ko alam kung ang term doon, i-popularize, pero gusto namin gumawa ng something na ma-remove yung stigma. Na maaya yung mga taong dumadaan sa parehong difficulties na it is okay to seek help, it is okay to talk about it, na it is not something na we should be ashamed of. So yun yung gusto namin ma-achieve, lalo na after the second film festival, because there were a number of films that dealt with mental health. So sana magawa na namin yun soon. Yung tinatanong mo, Melo, about outstanding Filipinos na nakatira sa abroad, in fact, we're doing it already. Pero hindi pa siya film, kundi mga interviews. Every time I get invited to speak somewhere else, ang una namin hinahanap yung mga Filipinos na may success stories. Yung pinakahuli namin, I was in Sydney, Australia for several events. May na-interview kami Filipina na abused here. She was a lawyer here. She was abused. And then, para lang makataka sa abuse, binitbit niya yung anak niya. Pumunta siya sa Australia, walang dala. She started all over again. When I went to Berlin, ganun din. May na-meet kami ng isang Filipina. I interviewed also for my radio program. Ang radio program ko kasi meron kami 15 minutes na istorya ng Pag-asa segment. Tapos, yung sa Berlin, meron na siyang pag-aari ngayon na restaurant. She was able to go there because she was a nanny to the children of a German citizen. Tapos eventually, inasawa siya ng German. Pero, byuda na siya ngayon. she was able to put up a very successful restaurant in Berlin. So yung mga ganon, in Vancouver, we're able to interview. In London, we were able to interview several. Si Grant is from Naga, but he lives in London. He lives in London, and when we went to London, we interviewed Grant. Si Grant, ano siya, beautician, hairstylist, and makeup artist in Naga. Pero habang nagiging stylist, habang nagtatrabaho siya as stylist, nag-aral siya ng nursing in the evening. So naging nurse siya, that was his passport to London. Pagpunta niya doon, nag-start siya talaga sa wala. Pero dahil masipag, dahil mahusay, nag-aaral siya ang dami niya ng further study sa makeup. And then meron pa siyang kawang gawa. Ang kawang gawa niya, pumupunta siya sa mga home for the aged. At yung mga matatanda doon, pinapaganda niya. He goes there on a very regular basis. So na-interview namin siya. In Hong Kong, we had a full-blown Istorya ng Pag-asa photo gallery. And yung ganito na event, marami tayong mga success stories of Filipinos in Hong Kong. Sa New York also, we were able to interview a few. And we plan to do this every time there is a chance for us to go somewhere. So talagang parati na siyang kabahagi na talagang may one day kami sineset aside to interview. Nag-groundwork na kami, nagpapatulong kami sa embassy, nagpapatulong kami sa mga kakilala to look for these inspiring stories. Hopefully, may magawa din na film about them. Paminsan kasi may mga magagandang stories, pero hindi lang nakakasala sa finalists kasi hindi masyado, parang hindi siya, it didn't make the cut. Pero, ano talaga, parang yung wealth ng stories of hope sa atin, mga istorya ng pag-asa, sobrang dami. Sobrang dami, kaya sana mas marami din opportunities para mapaalam sa iba yung kwento nila.